And moving on to another big story that we're tracking. We as Indians pride ourselves on the nation's religious diversity. It's the cradle of Upanishads which hails Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is a family. Even our constitution enshrines the characteristics of religious tolerance. So while laws are secular, intolerance is allowed to permeate our society. Why? That's a question that we're asking. Even as the Jumma Namaz is allowed at public places and roads are getting blocked for Muharram processions, yet celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi is deemed to be insightful. This is the contention that the WAQF board has made in the apex court as they hope to stall the Ganesh Puja at Eidgah Maidan. Now, this is land that the government says belongs to the state and it has given permission for holding Ganesh Chaturthi to Hindu groups. The WAQF board, however, says that it is its land and that it will cause needless religious tension.
मुझे लगता है ऐसा नहीं होगा। गणेश फेस्टिवल बहुत जबरदस्ती से हर जगह में होगा। कोर्ट न्याय दिया है, सभी कोर्ट का न्याय पालन करने का जरूरत है। हम भी पालन करेंगे, वक्फ बोर्ड भी पालन करेंगे।
सर, गवर्नमेंट ने अभी डिसीजन नहीं लिया है इसको लेकर। गवर्नमेंट ने अभी डिसीजन नहीं लिया है।
डिसीजन करेगा, चिंता का विषय नहीं है। आप भी देखे गए, पक्का निर्णय हो जाएगा। बहुत जबरदस्ती से गणेश का प्रतिष्ठापन भी होगा।
See, it is a very, very sensitive issue. We all know that Eidgah was there for last, as a child I've been seeing Eidgah, it is there for last 40, 50, 60 years. And right now the title of Eidgah, whether it belongs to Waqf board or it belongs to the revenue department, it belongs to BBMP, it is absolutely unsure. So Waqf board has absolutely all the right to go to the court. But however, we would like to say that this has to be resolved at a personal level. Both the communities have to come forward.
Let's go across to Imran for more on this. Imran, massive political fight breaking out on the issue of the Eidgah Maidan. On the one hand, you have the government which is allowing this, saying that it is land that belongs to the government. And at the same time, you have the Waqf board which has now come to the court saying that allowing Ganesh Chaturthi would be insightful. And they are claiming the ownership of the Eidgah Maidan. So massive political fight breaking out there in Karnataka on this issue.
Well, absolutely, Madhav, it's been going on for a couple of months now because right-wing groups initially made issue about it, saying that while Eidgah's prayers are being allowed, why is it not the Hindu festivities being allowed on this particular piece of land? And they said that whether government to take control over the land as it is a government land. Now the government went on and said that it belongs to revenue department. However, the Waqf board claims that this is violation of Supreme Court order. They have documents to prove that belongs to the Waqf board. But both the parties went to the court, where the court has earlier said that only prayers and other festivities which are allowed earlier, and to maintain a status quo. But the division bench has now given set aside that order and said that if there are applications for other festivities, the government can go ahead and take a decision. Meanwhile, the Waqf board has approached Supreme Court now, saying that it belongs to the Waqf land, and allowing Ganesh Chaturthi at this place will lead to communal tension and rise to insightful incidents. Now the matter is coming up for hearing in the Supreme Court tomorrow. Meanwhile, the government has said that they will go ahead with the plans of holding Ganesh Chaturthi, but they're also waiting for Supreme Court's order tomorrow, and they will take a decision after that. Many of the Hindu groups have said that this is a violation of the principle of the constitution, and they said the Ganesh Chaturthi celebration should be allowed. Earlier, Chiti Ravi, the member of parliament, said that the general secretary of the BJP said that the Ganesh Chaturthi will happen, and will happen in a massive scale, and the government will also give a nod for it.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, this is certainly, of course, a matter reaching the apex court, and the court, of course, will look into this matter, as you rightly said. In fact, we have with us now Mr. S. Prakash of the BJP. Mr. Prakash, where do we see this matter headed? It has, of course, come up before the apex court. Are we looking at an early resolution, legally speaking? Because clearly the demand as it stands in terms of what has happened from the side of the court, are we going to be seeing Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations take place at the disputed area this year?
The High Court has clearly given green signal for the state government to take the decision on holding Ganesh Chaturthi or not. The ground belongs to Revenue Department, Karnataka government, and government has every right to give it to any program which considered to be which can be conducted there. And as such, the government and the minister is already on record that the Eidgah, the Chamrajpet ground will be allowed to hold Ganesh Chaturthi. The people are expecting the green signal from the government, and the matter has been, I believe, challenged in the court. I hope the court also see the justice in it, and they will permit the Ganesh Chaturthi to be held in Chamrajpet Maidan.
All right, Mr. Prakash, thanks so much for joining us and sharing with us your perspective. We will, of course, continue to track this story right through the day today. It is going to be one of our top focus stories. For the moment, we're slipping into a very quick break.